Humans have recently started carefully gathering, cataloging, and examining artifacts created or altered by humans in the distant past. We have received some amazing items from far-flung digs around the world thanks to the field of archaeology. These artifacts are breathtaking to look at and give us insight into our ancestors' past lives. If a thing comes from the ancient era, archaeologists consider it ancient. From roughly 3000 BCE to 400 CE, there was a long era of human history known as the Ancient Period. It comes before the post-classical era and predates the Primitive Age. Prehistory gave way to the ancient history with the appearance of stable, stratified civilizations with writing and record-keeping systems. Because it did not happen everywhere on Earth equally, scholars disagree on the time frame. Nevertheless, the items listed below all date from the early Common Era, or roughly 3000 BCE, when the societies that produced them transitioned into it. Archaeological finds constantly serve as a reminder of our ancestors' inventiveness. Such finds offer a wonderful opportunity to view artifacts that have been around for generations. Let's discuss a few mysterious archaeological discoveries of all time. Voynich Manuscript. The Voynich Manuscript is the world's most enigmatic document of all time. It was found in northern Italy in 1912. The author, writer, and language of the Voynich Manuscript remain unidentified. Archaeologists claim that many pages of this document need to be included, leaving only 240 pages in its current form. The most interesting element in the Voynich Manuscript is the illustrations of several medicinal plants. Nobody has yet been able to associate these drawings with any recognized plant species. The manuscript was composed in the 15th century. This enigmatic text also has sections on astronomy, biology, cosmology, and pharmaceuticals, in addition to the herbal section. Saksayuman. In Machu Picchu, Peru, there is a historic walled structure called Saksayuman. Emperor Pachacuti began building this intricate structure in 1440. The construction of this tower took more than 100 years. The wall is constructed from various materials such as chunks of diorite, UK limestones, and black andesite. The 600-meter-long Saksayuman Wall is constructed in the Xingzang style. This wall's blocks each weigh several hundred tons. Famous archaeological towers, including Muyu Marka, Sala Marka, Ponka Marka, and a temple dedicated to the sun, were all protected by the Saksayuman Wall. Nazca Lines. When you fly over the desert in southern Peru, you can see the strange configuration of white lines known as the Nazca Lines. It is one of the nation's most well-known UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Trapezoids, rectangles, triangles, and spirals are some shapes that make up this intriguing ancient creation. You can also see 300 geometrical shapes, 70 animal species, and plant structures by paying close attention. This line's intent is still a mystery. Between 500 BC and 700 AD, according to archaeologists, the Nazca Indians constructed the Nazca Lines. Thus, after 2,000 years, these old drawings are still in condition. Many individuals believed that aliens drew these lines to guide people down the right path. Gobekli Tepe. The oldest archaeological site in the world is Gobekli Tepe, which is situated in Turkey. Thanks to this creation, you can recall the high-level artistic ability of Stone Age people some 11,000 years ago. These pillars of limestone, which weighed 15 to 22 tons and were carved out of enormous rock blocks, were utilized in the building. During the expedition, the archaeologists discovered 200 gigantic pillars. This structure is considered a temple or gathering place for ancient people. Archaeologists could research the Neolithic Revolution in depth because of this discovery. Mount Owen Moa. A bird claw was found in 1986 by a team of archaeologists in New Zealand excavating deep inside a cave. It still has its flesh and muscles attached. The archaeologists later determined that it is a foot from the extinct moa bird, which vanished from Earth 2,000 years earlier. The wingless moa was a large bird that could grow 12 feet tall and weigh up to 250 kilograms. Early people hunted moas until they became extinct. The New Zealand Natural History Museum has venomous moa claws. Atlantis City. The most puzzling archaeological find to date is most likely the lost metropolis of Atlantis. One of the first to make the notion that Atlantis City plunged into the water was Plato around 360 BC. According to studies, Atlantis was submerged in the water due to a powerful tsunami that struck the city around the 10th millennium BC. Archaeologists still need to figure out the real story of Atlantis City. According to legend, Poseidon, the sea god, created Atlantis, larger than modern-day Asia. Land and sea rings separate the wealthy city. The city of Atlantis is located somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. This city's exact location has eluded researchers up until this point. One factor protecting scientists from the simple finding of Atlantis is the magnitude and depth of the ocean itself. Moai Statues, Easter Island. One of the most enigmatic and iconic archaeological finds ever made is the Moai Statues of the Easter Islands. The major draw on Easter Island, a less distant Chilean island, is these statues. Between 1300 and 1500 AD, the indigenous Rapa Nui people created the Moai figures. There are 288 Moai sculptures on the island, all of which are positioned on distinct, large stone platforms. Moai statues are 80 tons in weight and 13 feet tall. These figures were carved by the Rapa Nui people using rocks from the island's dormant volcano. Moai sculptures may be moved side by side using sturdy ropes thanks to their D-shaped bases. Great Pyramids. The greatest prehistoric buildings that have ever existed on Earth are pyramids. The Egyptian pyramids are unique among all the civilizations that erected them. The Great Pyramid of Giza continues to rank among the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Pyramid construction is thought to have begun in Egypt circa 2700 BC, mostly as mummy tombs for preserving royal bodies. With a height of 481 feet, the Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest and highest pyramid in Egypt. Millions of limestones were used to construct a pyramid, which took over 20 years to finish. Pyramid interiors have preserved bodies and priceless valuables. Additionally, the pyramid's walls are decorated with exquisite sculptures and murals. Terracotta Army. A team of archaeologists in Xi'an, China, conducted a dig in 1974 that led to the discovery of the Terracotta Army, the largest example of funeral art ever. Numerous clay warriors were discovered buried close to the tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. He was China's first emperor. After his death, he was buried with clay troops to guard him against outside powers. This 2,200-plus-year-old complex is quite old. Along with the statues, the archaeologists discovered various weaponry. Within several clay tunnels, they were precisely positioned. This archaeological site contains 4 main pits that can be seen. The 3 trenches are occupied by terracotta soldiers and weaponry, while the 4th is unoccupied. The structure and mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang still contain many unexplored areas. Stonehenge. The 5,000-year-old Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument in Salisbury, England. There were both huge and tiny stones used to construct this monument. The bigger stone, known as a sarsen, stands 30 feet tall and can weigh up to 25 tons. Stonehenge's true purpose is still a mystery. Between 3000 and 2000 BC, Stonehenge was built. The Neolithic builders of the construction transported large stones from the Preseli Hills, 150 kilometers away from this enigmatic monument, for construction. In this location, 240 persons are thought to have been interred. That is all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share this video. Until next time.